Well, it's a gorgeous Thursday night here in Los Angeles as we welcome you to Pac-12 baseball from Jackie Robinson Stadium, just across the 405 from UCLA. The Bruins play host to the Stanford Cardinal. It's the first of three. With former UCLA great Ben Francisco, I am JB Wong. Ben, great to be with you again to close out the Pac-12 regular season.
Yeah, this is the end of the season for for UCLA for sure. Stanford trying to fight their way into the Pac-12, but it's great to be here back on my friendly confines of UCLA Jackie Robinson Stadium.
So you mentioned it there. Let's take a closer look at what Stanford needs to secure their spot in Scottsdale next week. They're trying to snap a 7-game losing streak, and they get their first conference win since an April 27th victory against Cal. But the good news for the Cardinal, the two-time defending champs of this league, win and they are in with a chance to get back in the postseason. The Cardinal are here and taking their warm-ups. One of Ben's preferred pregame drills, I know. Let's take a look at what Owen Cobb has done in the second half of his season.
Yeah, how about this? Been batting the 9-hole this season, and he's not hitting like a 9-hole hitter. You see there, his last 27 games have been ridiculous. Hitting .377, showing some power as well. 19 RBIs, 22 runs. He's been a stalwart senior playing second base for Stanford.
We'll look into his hacky sack stats as well and get those to you in-game. Meantime, for UCLA, Rock Chalowski has really come of age in his debut season.
Yeah, big-time recruit. They weren't sure they were going to get him to campus, but they got him here, and he's a superstar they're making. He's been the bright spot for this UCLA team this year, and he's really coming into his own in the second half of this Pac-12 season.
He and UCLA would like to finish strong on their home diamond. Stanford is out to extend its season with a trip to Scottsdale and the Pac-12 tournament. Cardinal and Bruins coming up the first of three on a Thursday night. The regular season finale series is coming up next.
Pacific Premier Bank, official bank of the Pac-12 Conference.
Ready, set, dream cabin nestled in the woods. Just 4 hours to go. New job halfway across the country. Butterflies before a first date. Audition for a role made for you. Hopefully. Biggest game of your lives. There's go in everything you do. That's why 76 is there to fuel all the ways you go, go, go.
Pac-12 baseball is presented by Rawlings. Champions choose Rawlings. The final weekend of the Pac-12 regular season. 7 teams have already qualified for the Pac-12 tournament. State trying to play its way in. UCLA has already been eliminated. San Francisco, JB Wong. We've seen a lot of great series between these two proud baseball programs. Hard to believe this finale will be anything but. Great weather conditions as we throw out first pitch. Game 1 of 3 between the Cardinal and the Bruins at historic Jackie Robinson Stadium. Let's get David Esker's batting order for the Stanford Cardinal with Malcolm Moore. Left-handed swinging catcher leading off. Jimmy Nadai, right fielder, and Court McDonald also due here in the first. Charlie Sum is back in their lineup, coming off an injury. He's their DH. Brandon Larson, Becerra, Hott, Haskins, and Cobb the rest of the way down. We'll talk more about them as we go. But they're set to face the front end of the UCLA rotation, the 6'4" junior right-hander Luke Jewett, who in all likelihood could be making his final college appearance, Ben.
Yes, sir, and he is coming off a rough one, his worst outing of the year last year against Oregon State, looking to bounce back. He started every opener for UCLA this season. Junior, big-time prospect, good arm, low to mid-90s fastball, sinker, little split finger as well, and a little slider too. He can pitch deep into the games, and he's got good stuff, and like you said, looking to pitch in the professional baseball next year.
All right, let's set the D behind him. Dean West, Peyton Brennan, and A.J. Salgado in the UCLA outfield. Cody Schreier, Juice Gorson up the middle. Rock Chalowski down at third, and Jack Holman is at first base. Lubai Lavu is ill, the normal first baseman for the Bruins, but we do hope to see him this weekend even if he can't go tonight. And Blake Baltz is the catcher, the battery mate of Jewett for John Sabat, as he and the UCLA Bruins round out their 2024 schedule. They've been okay here at home. They've held their own. They've held serve at Jackie Robinson Stadium, but they've been walked off 8 times on the road, and not to say that's the only reason why their season will end here this weekend, but some hard luck losses on the UCLA schedule to be certain. As for David Esker, a multiple-time Pac-12 Coach of the Year, this was not the season that he and the Stanford Cardinal anticipated either, but there's still room for them to go on a run.
For sure, they got to win one game this weekend, as we highlighted, but they lost a lot of talent last year. This team has won the Pac-12 2 years, been postseason last 3 years, and definitely a disappointing year. They were picked to finish second, but you're bringing a lot of new faces, a lot of new guys getting playing time. This team just hasn't meshed and gelled as we're accustomed to seeing from Stanford.
I'm glad you said that. There's a couple of ways of looking at this. Sure, disappointment for the student athletes and the coaches and the programs with where they stand in terms of their record, but picked, second and third respectively in the conference? Maybe it's just a testament to how good the league is.
Yes, a lot of surprises. I mean, it kind of flipped upside down from the preseason prediction, other than Oregon State, who was predicted there at the top. But Arizona, Utah surprising people, and UCLA, Stanford, we have here tonight a little bit of disappointment to the rest of the coaches.
So as we mentioned, 7 teams have already qualified for next week's conference tournament in Scottsdale. Arizona and Oregon State atop the standings. Oregon, Utah, ASU, USC, and Cal. Here we go with the 365th all-time meeting between these national powers. Stanford and UCLA on a Thursday night in Los Angeles. Luke Jewett is ready to get us started. Malcolm Moore, the Stanford catcher, digs in first. Ramon Armendariz leads our umpiring crew, calling balls and strikes tonight behind the plate. Jake Uhlenhop, Patrick Riley, Ryan Bleiberg also with us. Jewett over the top with strike 1.
It's not often we get to see a catcher leading off for a baseball team, but Malcolm Moore, he really is. He was a preseason All-American. He's their guy in this lineup, and Coach Esser likes to put him at the top of the order so he can get the most at bats.
A highly sought-after prospect, according to The Athletic, most recently with Travis Bazzana leading the way. Oregon State Beaver, record-setting slugger.
Recognize that name, Braden Montgomery.
I was trying to avoid it for the sake of our Stanford audience, not that they are not keenly aware already. And Luke Jewett begins his night with a strikeout of Moore.
Luke showing us a slider there early. That was a good back foot slider. Able to get Malcolm Moore swinging. But he's, as I said, he gave 8 runs last week against a tough Oregon State team. And, he's been the leader of the staff all season. He's looking to bounce back. And UCLA's not going to – they want to spoil the party. They love to come in here and get all 3 and keep Stanford out of the postseason.
To your point about Jewett bouncing back, 2 starts ago against Fullerton, he had 8 clean innings of work, just 2 hits, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. But that's a buzzsaw up there in Corvallis, right? The way the Bees are going right now offensively.
It's a tough place to pitch. And you saw our little graphic, the number 1 player in the country, Bazzana. What a player he is.
Bruins liked the location but didn't get the call. A ball and a strike. Stanford lineup does not strike out much. In fact, their team ratio plus 87 in terms of strikeouts by their pitchers against strikeouts at the plate.
And this team gets it done a little bit different than the last few Stanford teams. Last couple of years, they were known for the long ball, led the conference in home runs the last 2 seasons. This team gets it done, you said, by not striking out, putting the ball in play. They will bunt and they will run as well. Some people like to call that small ball. I like to call it good baseball.
Jewett rocks into his 2-2. Jimmy Nati, the right fielder in the Stanford Cardinal, have lost a season-high 7 straight games, 8 of their last 9, 23 of the last 35 overall. I just want to get those out of the way early as they try and break this 7-game losing streak, the longest for the Cardinals since 1982. You hate to see it for them, but it's almost a testament to just how terrific their program has been for our lifetimes. Forget the lifetimes of these student athletes, Ben.
That's tough to do. I mean, 7, that's just 2 weekends, really. It doesn't seem like it's that long of a losing streak. But, man, since 82, over 30 years, winning every other weekend, at least one game, is pretty impressive.
3-2. And Nati is aboard. He was a bright spot on Sunday in their loss to Arizona State, a pair of home runs for the sophomore, and he's aboard with one down here in the top of the first.
22 left fielder, Court McDonald.
So Court McDonald next, playing left field, 6'1", 200 pounds, and a sophomore from Arlington, Texas. Conference play, Court has 3 doubles, a triple, 2 homers, and 15 driven in. His average just north of 300 in league play, 330 on the season.
Yeah, he's had a really good season. He's hit safely in 15 to 17, leads his team in multi-hit games. Got him in the 3-hole, having a really good sophomore season.
Check swing. Holman hesitates, gets his out at first base with the pitcher Jewett covering. And to second with 2 down, Nati for the Cardinal.
Jewett going back to that nasty back foot slider. McDonald's fooled on it, tries to hold up, but the ball finds his bat. Good job of getting it recovered by Jewett. Retiring for the 2nd out of the inning.
So now Charlie Somm, the DH, with a runner in scoring position and 2 down. Somm did not play with a hand injury from April the 27th until Monday at Cal. It's a shame for the Cardinal given the way he has been swinging it when he is in the lineup. Takes a look at strike 1 there. Somm has homered in 3 of his last 5 games and 4 of his last 8 overall. And after that layoff, steps into the lineup in Berkeley and goes deep in his first AB.
Seeing it well. Again, we got a catcher DHing. He is the number 2 catcher on this team, and he is DHing in the 4-hole. So a lot of offensive production from the backstops of Stanford.
Of course, we know Charlie's brother Jake, who played here at UCLA, now finishing at Tulane. Moore struck out to begin the top of the first. Nati walked and is now at second base. And Somm looking to grab the early lead for the Stanford Cardinal. To center field and falling. It's in for a 2-out hit. Nati will score. And it's an RBI for Charlie Somm.
Good piece of hitting. 2-strike hitting by Somm. 2 out, 2 strikes. Drive that runner in. Jewett goes back to the slider. This one stays up and out over the plate, though, and Somm does a good job of staying through it and lining a single back up the middle, scoring Nati easily to put the Cardinal on top in the first inning.
Now the sophomore, Brandon Larson. The lefty serves one to left center field. And another 2-out hit will get to the gap. Somm was off the crack of the back. Heat rounding third. The relay throw, not in time. It's a 2-out RBI double for Brandon Larson.
Another 2-out knock. Larson goes shopping in the opposite field gap. Rips that first pitch fastball into the gap, and the catcher running from first, Somm, gives it all he's got and just sneaks in there, beats the relay throw. Well executed relay by UCLA. Saw him in there. The second run of the inning.
The 20th RBI of the season for Sam, the 18th for Larson. And that one-out walk comes around to score. Likewise, the single by Sam. A check swing strike now on Timo Becerra, the third baseman. Once again to center. This one hanging up for Peyton Brennan, and that'll do it for the top of the first. But a walk and a couple of hits gives Stanford the early 2-0 lead in Los Angeles.
I need business communication that works anywhere I do. Some of the tools may work outside the office, but others definitely don't. Sort of a mess for IT. That's where Nextiva comes in. Nextiva has powerful, easy-to-use communication tools, which means deeper connections with your customers. And you can use these tools anywhere, the office, home, and everywhere in between. So no matter where you are, Nextiva keeps you connected with your customers and your teammates.
Old Trapper Beefs. Tough snacks.
Out here, nothing comes easy. That's why you gotta be tough. My truck, it's tough. My crew, definitely tough. But Old Trapper taught me the value of tenderness.
Old Trapper. What's your beef?
Oh, it's a puppy.
Cardinal strike first, getting two off Luke Jewett in their half of the first inning. Now the UCLA Bruins coming to the plate in their regular season home series finale here at Jackie Robinson Stadium. A.J. Salgado will lead things off. He's playing right field. Then the DH Roman Martin. Deuce Gorson batting third, followed by Jack Holman at first. Rock Chalowski, Dean West, Cody Schreier, Blake Baltz, and Peyton Brennan, the center fielder. They'll go up against Matt Scott, the 6'7", 250-pound sophomore from Reading, Connecticut, the right-hander starting on the front end of this series for the Stanford Cardinal.
Big body Matt Scott, big power arm. You see he leads the conference in strikeouts with 96. This guy can miss some bats. Fastball run up there at times at 97, 98 miles an hour. Really good split finger fastball too that he really attacks left-handed hitters with as well.
A look at the Cardinal defense behind him with Court McDonald in left, Ethan Hott in center, Jimmy Nadai in right. Trevor Haskins and Cobb, the double play combination, Becerra and Larson at the corners. Malcolm Moore is behind the dish, the battery mate of Scott. Now, Scott's been knocked out in the fifth inning of his last two starts and been tagged with a loss in each. And they come on the road and get the Cardinal into the postseason with a win here tonight. First pitch to A.J. Salgado. Well located on the black. Strike one to the Bruin right fielder. That's a base hit center field in front of Ethan Hott. And Salgado gets UCLA started.
Always like to see that leadoff hitter get on, especially to start the game. And Scott dots a fastball down the way for the first pitch and tries to go back to it. AJ's ready for it and smacks it right back up the middle.
So with just 6 conference wins, we know that snapped is the UCLA streak of 7 consecutive winning seasons. Their last victory was May the 5th against Fullerton. Their last conference win, April 13th at UW. So suffice it to say they're due, but trailing 2 early here in LA. It's ball 1 to Roman Martin, their DH tonight. How about the freshman from Servite, Ben Francisco?
Oh, funny you mentioned that, but Roman, part of this highly touted freshman class and a grad of my alumni, Servite, and following here at UCLA. So
I'll say it for you. Soon to be Servite Hall of Famer, Ben Francisco.
Roman or me? Because he's probably going to get in there too one day.
Okay.
Well, thank you. Got a couple of Friars on this UCLA team.
This one popped up, but heading for the seats. Green light for Martin on 2-0 there. Count moves to 2-1.
He's having a heck of a freshman season. Comes in the game hitting .324, 3 homers. Playing really good defense as well. So bright future for a lot of this UCLA team. They haven't had the best year, but they've got a lot of bright spots. They're young, and they're just getting their feet wet in college baseball.
Ben, you can look at this game through so many angles. You played it, you scouted it, you broadcast it. You know, you have highly touted classes, and there are freshman sensations, but this is not a game that's built for freshmen to come in and impact right away, is it?
No, it's not, especially now. A lot of fifth-year seniors in college,
Sure.
sometimes sixth-year seniors. So the college baseball game is getting older, so it's really tough as a freshman to come in here and produce right away. And when you're relying on a lot of freshmen to produce right away, you can get in some trouble.
After giving up 2 in the first, the Bruins off to a good start here at the plate. A single for Salgado. Martin takes his base, and the table is set for Deuce Gorson. This year, Deuce has had team-long hitting streaks of 9 games, has reached in 22 safely, and 44 of 48 games overall.
He's been consistent. I think you know what you're going to get out of him all 3 seasons here on campus. We'll see what happens here in the draft, but since day one he's come here, he's produced, and he's hit the middle of the order, top of the order, played good defense, both middle infant spots, and he's doing it again this year.
Good look at how he chokes up ever so slightly from that left side. 2 aboard, no one away in the UCLA first inning. A healthy rip, the count goes to 0-2 with Matt Scott pitching.
It's good energy in the ballpark tonight, even for this being the series that not many expected when they saw the schedule before the season.
It's interesting, the Bruins have won just one of their last 5 home series against Stanford. That was back in 2018. Since 12, the road team has won the set 7 times head-to-head. So this has always been a place where Stanford has traveled and played well. The Cardinal also won on the farm last year head-to-head against UCLA. It was a 10-7 decision in the rubber match. I'll get foul. 2-2 the count between Matt Scott and Deuce Gorson. That hit him. Bases are loaded in the UCLA first before an out is made.
Sounds like he got him right on that back foot. Scott kind of loses the slider. Gets away from him. Yeah, nothing. 2 strike. When you get hit by a pitch with 2 strikes, it's you'll take those all day.
Hurts a little less?
Hurts a little less.
You talked about the back foot slider into a left-handed hitter. That's literally dropping one in on his toe. Now Jack Holman. He's got 4 home runs and 14 driven in on his season. Mentioned no Lavu at first base tonight for the Bruins. Not feeling well, but should hopefully be part of this lineup before the weekend is through. Bruins looking to get the 2 back and maybe more in their half of the first. Heading foul down the left field line, and the count goes to 0-2.
Scott, known for his strikeouts. He's gotten ahead of these last 3 hitters, but hasn't been able to finish them. Finds himself in a base-loaded jam because of that. Again, here he's ahead 0-2. See if he can find the strikeout pitch.
Holman does well to fight it off. With Rock Chalowski, the hottest bat in the Bruin order, waiting in the on-deck circle. A single, a walk, and a hit by pitch so far in the Bruin first inning. Holman awaits a 2-strike pitch. .6'7" pitcher, 6'4" lefty at the dish. 1-2. Check swing. And he went around. Third base umpire Ryan Bleiberg brings him up.
Get a look at that. Was a close one. Always a 50-50 call in my book. I think he held up. What say you?
Yeah, I don't think you're just looking at it through Bruin lenses. It's a massive out for Matt Scott and the Cardinal to get, though. Now a double play ball can get them out of this first inning. Rock Chalowski steps in. Little nubber out in front. That'll get a run home as Malcolm Moore, the catcher, takes the only out available. A.J. Salgado scores, and it's 2-1.
Stanford will take that. Retire Chalowski with only giving up the fielder's choice. Nice play by Malcolm Moore, bouncing out behind home plate, making a strong throw and getting the hot Rock Chalowski out at first base.
So here's Dean West with a chance to deliver the lead for UCLA in the bottom of the first inning. Strike called after the Cardinal got a couple of 2-out RBIs in their half of the first inning. West looking for some of the same for the Bruins. Little flip, foul of third, and Becerra nearly got there.
Yes, he did. Almost had a collision over there. A little collision with Roman Martin. And again, 0-2 count here for Scott. He's done a good job of throwing his first pitch strikes and getting ahead. See if he can get out of here with only 1 run allowed. See there. Almost collides with Roman. I don't think Roman realized he was making a play on that ball.
Good up by West there to lay off. 2-2. Another freshman with big-time expectations coming into this 24 season. See if he can close out his year with a big night, maybe a big series against the Stanford Cardinal. Through the left side. 1 run will score. They're going to wave Deuce Gorson. And UCLA, with a 2-out delivery from Dean West, takes the lead in the first.
You said it. The freshman delivers with 2 strikes, 2 outs. We saw Stanford deliver with 2 outs and 2 strikes in the first top half of the inning. And Dean West takes what Matt Scott gives him, hits it hard into the 6th hole for 2 RBIs. UCLA regained or takes the lead for the first time, 3-2. Good piece of hitting by the young Dean West.
I suspect that neither you nor I expected to see Cody Schreier batting 7th in the UCLA order at any point this season, but that's kind of the reality of where the Bruins are in May. They've also been great at stealing bags this season. They put West in motion, trying to get another one out of this first inning potentially. Bruins have an 82% success rate on stolen bases so far this year, 41 out of 50.
Good size lead by Dean.
Just off the outside corner, a ball and a strike between Matt Scott and Cody Schreier.
Let's go.
Scoop to center, pushing hot back. And that'll do it for an entertaining first inning. Stanford with 2 in the top. UCLA puts 3 on the board in the home half.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win.
We get it. There's a talent shortage, but you can stop doom scrolling. Paycor Smart Sourcing uncovers 67% more candidates and finds diverse talent traditional solutions miss. Paycor helps you retain people too by giving them career paths and a sense of purpose. In the most challenging job market of our lives, Paycor helps leaders recruit and retain talented people. Paycor, empowering leaders.
Stop, keep climbing to the top. Yeah, I'm crushing it, making myself proud, there ain't no doubt. Start with Sprouts. Finding your healthy has never been easier. Start with Sprouts.
Back at Jackie Robinson Stadium, where the teams combined for 5 first inning runs. First of 3 between Stanford and UCLA as we look ahead to next week in the 2024 Pac-12 baseball tournaments from Scottsdale Stadium. 9 will make it. Stanford is trying to be that 9th team. 3 teams per pool and round-robin play from May the 21st to 23rd. 4 advancing to the single elimination semis from there. Think they're booking their flights?
They should be.
Tickets?
It's a great event. They should be on their way out there. Well, the Bruins won't be making an appearance, but a lot of good baseball to be played and attended.
Back at second. Ethan Hott retired to open up this second inning. I gotta love this if you're Luke Jewett, right? Maybe not at your sharpest to begin the game, but handed a 3-2 advantage as you climb the mound for the second.
Most definitely. The team picks you up, and that's what winning baseball is about. You give up a couple, you love it when your offense comes back in and answers right away. Now you can settle back in and put up a 0 and get the offense right back in.
Sharply struck center field. Brennan on the move, and he got there at the track. Taking extra bases away from Trevor Haskins.
Good swing by Trevor and a great play by Peyton Brennan. Watch this jump. Full speed right away. Great angle. No wasted steps. finds the wall and makes a great running catch for the second out.
Luke Jewett now with a chance to consolidate this lead. Facing the 9-hitter Cobb, who we featured at the top of this show. Stanford second baseman swinging it well, playing out of the 9-hole tonight. .308 his average, 7 home runs, 31 driven in.
Cobb, the senior, finally getting the chance to play every day. He's waited his turn. Seen a lot of talent come through this program, and he stayed patient, and his patience is paying off here. He's having a really, really good senior season.
Count goes to 1-2. Cobb had a 13-game hitting streak snapped last weekend against ASU, but hit .431 with 5 doubles, a homer, and 10 driven in across that streak. Graduate student from Seattle. Waits the 1-2 pitch from Luke Jewett, the junior right-hander for the Bruins. Reaching for it and able to dig out a 2-strike, 2-out single. It's kind of been the story of Stanford's night so far.
Two-strike hitting again. Both these teams are doing damage with 2 strikes. Scott and Jewett got to execute a little bit better with 2 strikes. Get up a little bit too much hard contact. But good approach by both teams so far.
Top of the order now. Malcolm Moore at the plate for Stanford. Cobb 6 of 9 in his stolen base attempts so far this season. Stanford, the only program in the nation to make the College World Series in each of the last 3 seasons. Only program to host a regional in each of the last 6 tournaments. Only program to have made a super in each of the last 4. They've got some work to do to attain any of those levels this season, but the door is still open if they can get a win here tonight.
They just lost so much talent when you look at these teams that they've had the last couple seasons. A lot of power in the lineup. Really good starting pitching, good bullpen. It's tough to replace when you lose pretty much your whole team. As Coach Esker did, the only returning starter they have is Malcolm Moore.
After running away with the Pac crown last season by 5 games for back-to-back regular season titles. Moore's the leadoff man, batting for the 2nd time tonight. 1-1, sky to left. Dean West is out there for the Bruins. And UCLA back in the dugout with that 3-2 lead.
San Francisco is the city we love.
Since we love our city, it's time to face up to our biggest problems.
Instead of investing in vital public services, San Francisco government is selling out to private contractors.
Instead, why don't we invest in public workers who can solve our biggest problems?
We love our city. Let's fix our city.
Class dismissed.
There are many reasons why we play. They sow themselves into the fabric of your spirit, taking root and giving you something to root for. Our games stretch beyond the sidelines, only to get louder, bolder,
It breeds a form of dedication that doesn't require an off-season. The game is always on. The crowd is always on their feet. And it's here where passion has purpose.
Go to the home second. Stanford grabbed the first two. UCLA answered with 3. And we're joined by David Esker, head coach of the Stanford Cardinal, here at Jackie Robinson Stadium. Ben Francisco, J.B. Long. Stanford needs one victory here at UCLA or a Washington State loss to clinch its spot in the Pac-12 tournament. And Coach Esker, did you have to frame it in any way for your players, or did they know what's at stake here as they play the Bruins?
I don't think so. I think they have an idea, and so hey, we're trying to win every series. So along the way that would all happen just naturally. So hopefully they don't play tight, trying to make it happen too hard, and we can play relaxed.
And talk about your ball club. Obviously, lost a lot of talent the last couple of years and got all new face out there besides Malcolm. Introduce us to your ball club this year, and what do you like about these guys?
Yeah, right. You're seeing everybody who's here is getting their first playing time, extended playing time all across the diamond, except for Malcolm and Owen Cobb played a lot for us a year ago. But other than that, everybody is brand new, and so it's just the growing pains of guys getting out there for the first time. We got some young pitchers who are getting opportunities, and some young players who are getting opportunities, and hey, just it's kind of the not the curse, but we had a very talented junior class last year, and usually when you sign them, you expect 3 or 4 of them to get a chance to sign professionally, but I think we had 9, so that's a little different. That's a little different.
As Matt Scott works here in the second inning, when he's at his best, what are his strengths for you?
Well, he has great stuff, and I think here at the end of the season, right, you see things starting to even out a little bit, and but hey, early in the season he was touching 95, 97, and if he's working that slider off his fastball, you see guys who won't be able to recognize and will check, and he's creating some problems for himself, getting. Maybe being a little too fine with 2 strikes or deeper in the count rather than just getting him out, maybe trying to punch him out. I think he leads the league in strikeouts, but sometimes you go for the strikeout and you end up throwing a lot of pitches.
Yeah, that's what I saw. He's getting ahead. Really good job of getting ahead, but just hasn't been able to finish guys.
Yeah, I think the maturity side of it is, right, you'll find pitchers who are strikeout pitchers, and God, we've had the luxury of the last 3 pitchers of the year with Quinn Matthews and Alex Williams and Brendan Beck, but their maturity was, as they got older, they pitched to get the guy out and would strike the guy out anyway, rather than pitch for the strikeout and maybe miss 2 or 3 pitches and get to 3-2 and a foul ball, and all of a sudden now it's 8 pitch at bat.
For sure. And I got another question. Last couple teams have been home run heavy, right? You guys led the Pac-12 in homers. This team a lot different. How does that affect your coaching style? Which do you prefer?
Well, I like the home run. I do. I like the instant offense. We've got to get a few more hits to score, and if you're going to be a base hit team, probably want a little bit more team speed. But yeah, I think we went from 50 home runs in our outfield to 5. So I mean, it's and again, we'll grow into that. I think we have some guys that eventually will hit for a little bit more power, but I think it's going to just take time and experience and a couple off seasons of weight room work, and that's been kind of our strength. Has been our strength. Mm-hmm. So youth is not kind to that.
A couple of 2-out RBIs for Salmon Larson so far tonight for your lineup. Being here at Jackie Robinson Stadium at the end of this chapter of college baseball in the West as we know it, going back to your days at Cal and now at Stanford, I wonder if you could just reflect a little bit about your trips to Jackie Robinson Stadium facing John Savage and the Bruins over the years.
Well, I played here as a player, right?
Sure.
I mean, and during the years of, some of the teams that we played, Torrey Lavello and Quinn Mack and Eric Karros, those names were here when I was a player, and then Dave Roberts, when I was an assistant coach, and Coach Gary Adams, who was just a legend here, and just a lot of memories of a lot of great players and a lot of pros, a lot of great games here at Jackie Robinson Stadium, and it's just a shame to see that kind of go away, especially in our league. It's sad that this will be the last regular season, series between both our schools, and I've had great history with John, and John and I go back as players. He played at Santa Clara when I was at Stanford, and we used to play all the time, fall ball, and then during the season. So, he and I have a friendship that goes back a long way.
It's a funny game, and I know where both of the programs are this season specifically, but that's kind of like the lesson of baseball, right? I'm sure there's morals and lessons to be learned for your student athletes and the seeds of 2024 that will bear fruit for both programs moving forward.
Yeah, and as you see, John's got a really talented young club as well, and we've got talent on the field that just is inexperienced, and and they're getting an opportunity again with the signings that we had and a couple other losses. There's a lot of players that are getting opportunity that we didn't expect them to get it, but we want to take advantage of it, and the advantage we take on it, hopefully. Out of this pressure, we squeeze out a few diamonds that we can lean on in the next couple of years. That will be really good players for us. We believe that. It's just going to take a little time.
And Coach, are you a fan of Arizona baseball? Obviously, your son Xavier over there now. How's it been watching U of A play and coaching against your son this season?
I've developed a lot more empathy for the parents of players for sure, right? I mean, you want him to do well so bad, and this game is hard, and he's facing the bumps and bruises, but he's on a really good team, and Chip Hale, obviously, who I competed against as a player, and is a really good coach, and they're playing for the league title, so. Maybe they'll win and keep the title in the family for the last 3 years. There'll be an Esker related to the Pac-12 title for 3 years.
6-1 Beavs, the latest from High Corbett. Well, we'll keep our eye on it throughout tonight and through the weekend. David, thank you as always for your perspective.
Hey, appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, from the Stanford dugout here in the bottom of the second inning. We're at the top of the order for the Bruins. A.J. Salgado already with a hit and run scored to his credit. Three teams still competing for the final 2 spots, with Stanford holding any eventual tiebreakers over UW and Washington State, as that'll get to the backstop. And look at this, Brennan nearly thought about taking third.
Good heads up base running, finds the baseball. On the move, look in, you find the baseball, sees it goes to the backstop. Thought he might have had a chance, but you're already in scoring position. You don't want to risk it. And did his job getting the second base. Give a chance for the top of the order to drive him in. And that's got to get with 2 strikes. Being a little bit too fine, like his coach said. Now he finds himself in a 2-2 count.
I like the way Skipper talked about his predecessors and Pac-12 pitchers of the year who racked up strikeouts while they were pitching to contact to get outs. They just happened to rack up the punch outs along the way, whereas Matt is maybe really working to pile them up and accumulate them at this stage of his career. Got a full count on Salgado here with a base open and 1 away. Malcolm Moore couldn't squeeze it. A foul tip keeps Salgado in it. We're starting to say that there are 3 teams for the final 2 spots in Scottsdale next week, right? Stanford's in the driver's seat, holding tiebreakers over UW and Washington State. The regular season title and the 1 seed decided in Tucson as reference between Oregon State and Arizona. Swing and a miss. And they'll throw down to first to complete the out. That allows Brennan to take third. What a blur he is on the base pass. And you better be sure on that one, right, Ben?
Yeah, that one a little more risky, but they didn't really look him back at second base. He was able to get a good jump. And a good, strong throw by Brandon Larson. Almost gets him, but like to stay aggressive, make things happen. A bad throw here, steal a run.
See if Roman Martin can drive him in. Moore keeps that one in front. Roman walked and scored in the first inning. He's driven in 22 on the year.
Slider. Good slider by Matt Scott. Roman sitting dead red looking fastball. Pulls off that slider.
Lays off there, 2-1.
Good adjustment, lays off that one.
Since we mentioned the 6-1 lead for the Beavs down in Tucson, also want to point out that Washington State is up 6-1 on Oregon, since that's another scoreboard watcher for the Stanford Cardinal. Utah and USC playing for seeding here in LA. USC up 1-0 in the fourth. Fun time of year. Conference tournament seeding at stake. Teams battling for spots in the NCAA field at large as well. Latest fields of 64 have OSU, Arizona, and Oregon in solid shape. Cal and Utah right there on the bubble with the opportunity to play themselves in or out depending on how these final weekends go. A swing and a miss to wrap up the second inning. A Matt Scott strikeout with a runner down at third, and the score remains 3-2.
You really have to be determined and have that athlete's mindset.
Every day coming in, doing what you got to do, giving 100%.
And you're certainly not going to win just on your ranking. You got to bring it.
That's just really what separates being good from being great.
Let's go. Set your jaw. Time to go to work.
It is one of the most amazing scenes in all of college athletics.
It was a brilliant display of competitiveness, and that's what this play stands for.
The things that they battled through, and to come out here and have a dominating performance, it means something.
I love this. I want to go back to college.
Have we got a treat for you today?
This is a monster waiting to explode.
Scenarios on this final weekend. Let's start with Arizona. They can clinch the one with the win over OSU as they host the Beavs. Stanford, we've said they need a win here at UCLA or a Washington State loss. Neither one of those things are currently in line, but obviously a long way to go on the opening night of this series. And then the Huskies can clinch a tournament spot with a win at Cal and a Washington State loss. It's kind of a magic number of 2 there, right?
Yeah, a lot up in the air, a lot up for grabs. A lot of scoreboard watching from these teams. Some more important than others, but nice, exciting weekend in Pac-12 baseball.
Top of the third inning and a flip to center field. It's a single for Jimmy Nada to open things up for the Cardinal. He's aboard for the second time tonight, having already walked and scored. This is the latest from around the Pac-12. It's now 7-1 Beavs in Tucson. And Oregon leading Washington State 6-2. Utah in front of USC and Cal leading 5-0. The only non-conference series, the Arizona State Sun Devils all over Texas Tech. Do you have any like game 162 memories, like final day of the regular season, needing something to happen to prolong your major league season?
Yeah, I saw it both ways. And was it 2010 or 11 maybe? We were playing the Braves, and I was in Philly. If we beat the Braves, they were in. If we let them win or we lost the game, vice versa, Cardinals, Braves, it was some scenario. We ended up beating the Braves, and the Cardinals got in there a hotter team, and they ended up beating us in the first round.
Oh no!
Yeah.
So you kind of cost yourself a path.
We were all sitting in the clubhouse. We win, do we lose? Who do you want to play with? We're going to play to win. We always play to win. And
yeah.
You can't tempt the baseball gods too much. So there was that, and then my year in Tampa, we were came down to 162. We were competing. I forget what team we were competing with. They obviously had to lose, and we had to win to get in. I think we won, but the opposition won as well, so didn't get in that year.
Had a great one in 2011. Game 162 with those Tampa Bay Rays. Evan Longoria and Joe Maddon's Rays. Line drive home run.
That's all-timer right there. Because I think that team won like 17 out of 19 or something to get in. Or something crazy.
Great finish. Back a third. Chalowski, Schreier, and it falls between them. Court McDonald finds a safe space out there in the left field grass. And the first two Cardinal are aboard.
Not how hard you hit him, it's where you hit him. And that's in the Bermuda Triangle. Just perfect placement. Nothing you do, but McDonald will take that knock. First and second, nobody out. Stanford looking to even the score. Som had that RBI hit in the first inning. 2 strikes. Got a slider up.
You see the Bruins in at the corners against him here. Here's a look back at it for you, Ben.
Yeah, he took some good swings early in the count. Got a slider here. This one stayed up and right down the middle. And he didn't miss it. Ripped it into center field for the first run of the game. Jewell would like to get something on the ground. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Missing away, 2 balls and 1 strike. It's Nati at second, McDonald at first, and Charlie Som, the DH, at the dish.
You know what you want. Good guy for it. Good guy for it.
20 driven in for the Stanford DH. Despite some missed time, he swings through and the count goes to 2-2.
Good pitch by Jewett. Ties up Som on the inner half of the plate. Runs that sinker in on his hands. See if he goes back to it, trying to get him to hit a ground ball, roll over.
The 41st pitch of Luke Jewett's night will be a big one. 2 aboard, 3-2. Som, back to him. Could this be 2, maybe even 3? I think the Bruins want a triple play here. Jewett says he caught it, and the inning is over. It was far from an oil painting, but hang it in the Louvre if you're a Bruin fan.
Businesses across America are struggling. Every day brings more bad news. Forget the headlines. Times might be tough, but good leaders will get us through this. Good leaders challenge people to be their best. They care. They listen. They show up for their teams. Nothing motivates employees more than a great boss. That's why Paycor builds HR software for them. Paycor, empowering leaders.
The Pac-12 Spring Pastime continues with the 3rd annual Pac-12 Baseball Tournament. The top 9 teams in the conference battling it out on the diamond. live from Scottsdale Stadium, the perfect destination for any road trip. So grab your glove and put on your rally caps and score your seats now to the greatest show on dirt, the 2024 Pac-12 Baseball Tournament, May 21st through 25th. Visit pac-12.com/tickets.
An inning-ending triple play to preserve a 3-2 lead into the bottom of the third for the UCLA Bruins.
Do not see this often. I thought he was going to go back in there to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, but he kills 3 birds with 1 stone. And you see the umpires are confused. Nobody makes a call. I'm confused. I guess the home plate umpire is signaling out. Well, that'll be 3. Line drive. Base runners don't know what to do. He almost throws it in the center field, which would have ruined everything.
I was going to say, I love the overthrow of Deuce Gorson, the second baseman, who then has to instruct Cody Schreier to finish the drill. 2013 was the last triple play for UCLA, we're told. This game will show you something new every time you show up to the yard. No matter the stakes, no matter the records, glad we're here and glad you are too. So am I right that Gorson doesn't really have a hand in that play, but I feel like he was involved nonetheless, right? He's at the plate here. We got to write him into that somehow.
He was covering second technically.
I mean, I put like 1-6-3, but I need to interject a 4 there somewhere, I feel like, for leadership and guidance.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow.
Gorson was hit by a pitch and scored back in the first inning for the Bruins. His second look at Matt Scott here.
Yeah, he fell behind 0-2 in the first inning. Able to get on with a hit. Took a slider in the back foot.
You're the scout, not me, but we're going to see this guy in the pros someday, aren't we?
Oh, yeah, he's going to hear his name called in July.
Just has that look about him.
Yeah, he's been a Team USA guy, played in the Cape Cod League. So a lot of scouts here tonight. Obviously, a lot of talent on this field, but as many scouts you're going to see out here.
Left-handed power from a middle infielder. That's highly coveted.
Highly coveted. He can play both middle infield spots. We saw him play short a lot last year when Cody went down. And like I said, he's been consistent since he stepped on campus. He gets on base, got some power. This is a baseball player. He's a gamer.
I'll compete him, let's go.
Gorson rolls over. Cobb has to wait for it. 1 away.
First baseman, Jack Holman.
Holman's second plate appearance, he struck out against Scott back in the first. The first of 3 strikeouts so far for the Stanford starter. And as you can see, the lights have taken their full effect now at Jackie Robinson Stadium, just past the 8 p.m. hour. Still a comfortable 60-degree nights.
pitches. You gotta go get the buck. 0.
Matt Scott, former Connecticut State Player of the Year back in 22. Off the plate again, 3-1.
Pitch like you pitch more.
See if Holman can get a fastball up and out over, see if he can get extended on this 3-1 pitch.
He was thinking the same way as you were, Ben.
Yeah, we know what kind of power he has. Saw it last year.
The winner count, dugout.
3-2 to the junior for UCLA. Changed speeds on him and picks up his 4 strikeouts.
Didn't give him the heater. 3-2. Goes to the sharp slider. And that was nasty. Late breaker in on the hands. Gets his 4th strikeout. Hasn't been efficient, but he's getting it done. 63 pitches already through 3 innings. Throwing a lot of pitches, but settled down here since that 1st inning.
Now Rock Chalowski. Inside out one to right field. Nadi to the line, and it's in foul territory. And a long strike 1. Chalowski had a fielder's choice RBI back in the 1st inning. Drove home a run on a ball he hit all of, what, 5 feet maybe? Out in front of the plate?
Had to be less. Called 4.5.
A swinging bunt of sorts, just far enough from Malcolm Moore.
But hey, it's a ribby. RBIs are RBIs. We'll take them. Chalk them up.
Fans of Rock and the Bruins will say that there were a few earlier in the year that he might have deserved that did not go his way. So it evens out here. Once again to Nadi. Now coming in, and he lost it in the lights. Chalowski slams on the brakes midway between 1st and 2nd. Maybe it's his night.
Gets a hit on no Coach Savage. Is going to want him to be on 2nd base. But he'll take it. Now I lose this one in the twilight. It's a tough sky out there at this time of the night. Never a good feeling in the outfield when that ball goes up and you just don't see it. Good effort out of the box by Rock. I thought he might have been watching that ball, but he's running hard.
Good take from West. He delivered with 2 outs in that 1st inning. Took what the pitcher gave him, didn't he, and shot it through the left side.
Yeah, 2 strikes. He laid off a tough 2-strike pitch. Didn't swing at a close one and got a fastball up out over. Smacked it in the left field.
And Cardinal playing him that way defensively to the opposite field against Matt Scott. So 2 of his 4 driven in here tonight. Final series of the season for UCLA. Stanford would like to play on into next week's conference tournament in Scottsdale, Arizona. Check on the runner. That's Chalowski down at 1st. Now he's been on a tear, Chalowski. And sometimes you get hits like that when you're living right.
Yeah, you want those when you're going bad. Sometimes you're begging for it. You can't seem to get when you go over.
When I need a slump buster,
0
right?
for 15, you can't get a broken bat or a blooper. And then you're red hot. 10 for 15, you get that one. We'll take him any way we can get him, though. Hitting is the hardest thing to do in sports, so you take him when you can. He is not complaining at all.
Meantime, Scott is behind 3-0 against West. A 4-pitch walk with 2 down in the 3rd.
Shortstop, Cody Schreier.
Scott has been laboring a little bit. Thought he had out number 3. Didn't get it, and next batter up, a 4-pitch walk, nothing close. So he's got to lock back in here now because the runner in scoring position. And Schreier hasn't had the best year, but he's always dangerous.
I was just about to say, a little bit of a secret agent here in the 7th spot here for UCLA. His numbers might not say that he can crack this game open, but his all-conference honors and projections and the scouts evaluating him would say otherwise. But first, Matt Scott has to find the strike zone. And he pours in a strike. It's probably a pitch that Schreier would love to pull the trigger on if he were to get it again.
UCLA's done a good job of making Matt Scott work. Not seen any chase out of this team so far. And Matt Scott's having to really labor and really execute his pitches because UCLA is not helping him at all.
Besides just having a good eye, do you think that's part of the scouting report and what they're prepared to do here tonight is, hey, this is a pitcher that you can get into deep counts against?
It appears so because they've all had a good approach and, they've fallen behind, a lot of them. Matt Scott's been ahead, but no panic, no chase, and look up, and he's got 73 pitches, and he's not even out of the 3rd inning.
Because it can go the other way against a league-leading strikeout prowess too, right? Like, oh, I got to get after this guy early.
Yeah. That's the approach you see the majority of the time. You don't want to get to 2 strikes with the pitcher. But UCLA seems comfortable with 2 strikes versus Matt Scott. Again, another full count here. Runners will be on the move.
No inside move, dugout.
Chalowski at second, West at first. Schreier at the plates. Matt Scott ready with a 3-2. Deep shot to left off the bat of Schreier. Off the wall. 2 will score easily as Cody cruises into second with an RBI double. Two out hitting, the story of the night at Jackie Robinson Stadium.
Oh yeah, the dangerous Cody Schreier. What an at-bat. Works it to full count. Dean West is on the move and he's able to score easily off this ball. Off the bottom of the wall for a double for Schreier. Another 2-out hit for the Bruins. Gives them a 3-run lead in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
How good do you think that feels for Cody?
It feels great. Means lots to this program and his teammates in the dugout. One of their leaders, and I always like coming through for the boys.
Ball 1 down and into Blake Baltz. Catching for the Bruins tonight, batting in the 8th spot. He lined out to right field his first time through. By the way, no activity in the Stanford bullpen. So despite the 5 on the board and approaching 80 pitches, they need some runway out of Matt Scott here. No sooner did I say it than Stanford's bullpen starts to stir a bit. We're at the 8th spot in their order, 2 down in the 3rd. 1-2 the count on Baltz.
Here we go, another 2-strike count. Scott ahead of him. See who wins this battle. UCLA's been on top the majority of the night with 2 strikes.
Malcolm Moore, a wall behind the plate, able to keep Schreier at second base. The 2-2. Below the zone, another full count. Flare to right. That's going to fall for another hit. Cody Schreier being waved around third. The throw to the plate, not in time. Blake Baltz drives home Schreier, and the lead grows to 6-2.
Put it on repeat. UCLA hitter falls behind 0-2-1-2, works at the full, and gets a 2-strike hit. This time it's balls. Driving in Schreier off on the swing with 2 outs and 2 strikes. Good turn. Able to get in there standing up as that throw took Malcolm Moore up the line.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think a throw more in the vicinity of the plate, and they might have him there. But up the base line. Now Peyton Brennan.
Man, Matt Scott thought he was out of the inning on that Chalowski pop up to right field. That I didn't see it. Next thing you know, it's a 3-run inning for UCLA.
Bruins 4 for 6 with 2 outs at the plate tonight. 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Bullpen going for Stanford. Matt Scott trying to close out this third. To left center. Ethan Hott, the center fielder, was shaded that way. He's called off by McDonald. But not before the Bruins tack on 3 more. 6-2 the new score as we head to the 4th in LA.
Pacific Premier Bank, official bank of the Pac-12 Conference.
Ready, set, dream cabin nestled in the woods. Just 4 hours to go. New job halfway across the country. Butterflies before a first date. Audition for a role made for you. Hopefully. Biggest game of your lives. There's go in everything you do. That's why 76 is there to fuel all the ways you go, go, go.
Pac-12 Our Stories takes you behind the curtain. Watch the latest episode anytime on Pac-12 Now.
Pac-12 baseball presented by Watch Sports, the official live event guide of the Pac-12. Download today. An entertaining game so far. 2-out delivery. Games for UCLA at the plate. The Bruins have built 6-2 advantage after 3 innings under the lights at Jackie Robinson Stadium. The Bruins knowing their season will end here this weekend, while the Stanford Cardinal still trying to play their way into the Pac-12 tournament, and the odds are in their favor. With a 6-2 lead, Luke Jewett making what could be his final start in a UCLA uniform. It feels like a different night, doesn't it, that he just got a triple play the last time he was on the mound, and then 3 more runs from his offense. Ball 1 to Brandon Larson, who had an RBI double against him in the first inning.
Hold on, feel that. Yeah. Come on. Good move. Hey.
Jewett tonight has made his 63rd career appearance and 14th start. Last time out, he allowed a career-high 8 earned runs against the Oregon State offense. Opportunity to guide his Bruins to a feel-good victory against the Stanford Cardinal now. Leads all active Bruins in career appearances and innings pitched. We mentioned his previous start against Fullerton. He matched a career best with 9 punch-outs. He's done that twice this year against Washington and Fullerton. Got one on the opening at bat of the game against Malcolm Moore. It's his only strikeout so far this evening. 3-2 the count on Larson as they meet for the second time. Diving at short. Schreier up with it. And he throws out Larson. A+ up the middle for Cody.
Looks like we're going to get a challenge, but look at this range by Cody Schreier. Range into his left. Larson doing all he can to beat that throw. But I think Holman keeps his right toe on the bag, and I think this play might stand.
Rock Jalowski with him there is Deuce Gorson. Give you a few more looks as our umpiring crew does the same.
See that good prep step. And that first step was impressive. Ranges to his left. And I think he got him.
It felt like he got him in real time. First base umpire Jake Uhlenhop making sure he saw it.
I think his toe's on there. Good footwork by Jack Holman. As a first baseman, you always want to step and stretch to the baseball. Sometimes you have a tendency to stretch before the ball's thrown, and this one he takes it right to where he's at, able to hold his toe on the ball, and the call stands.
Yeah, the ovation you hear as the umpires announce the call is confirmed. So the last 2 plays by this UCLA defense, a triple play to end the third, and a diving play back at second base by the shortstop Schreier to open up the fourth. Becerra takes a look at strike 1, and that's important because, you know, before that triple play, Stanford had first and second, nobody out.
Yeah, they were looking to put up a crooked number with Charlie Somm at the plate. Already had an RBI. Jewett made a couple good pitches in on his hands and got out of it with 1 pitch.
And they go from down 1 to down 4 in the midst of all that.
So you see a triple play turn by UCLA, and the ball gets lost in the twilight for Stanford.
Sure, there you go. Good call out there. Jewett brings the 1-1. And now a 2-strike count on Becerra, the third baseman, batting for the second time tonight.
What you want here? Clean runner.
Timo's a Clovis, California product. He's a junior. Got 13 multi-hit performances this season for the Stanford offense. Batting 6th tonight, he flew out to center field back in the first. Jewett freezes him with a fastball, and that's his second strikeout.
And that pitch was painted. Nothing you can do as a hitter here. Maybe try and foul this pitch off, but that is a perfectly located fastball. Chewy gets the second punchy of the game.
Green.
Now the center fielder, Ethan Hotz. Sophomore and a Paradise Valley, Arizona product. He would like to be back in his home state next week with his Stanford baseball program. That clipped him. Yeah, he's aboard with 2 outs.
Trevor Haskins.
Haven't seen Luke go in too much. Likes to go in there occasionally on right-handed hitters, and this one gets away from.
And so the Cardinal have had at least a base runner in every inning. They've had at least a hit in every frame until this one. Let's see if Trevor Haskins can keep the inning alive and extend that streak. Spins on that one, foul off the face of the UCLA dugout. Haskins, the Stanford shortstop, a junior from San Jose and Valley Christian. You see a hit for the cycle back in April against Texas Tech. Well struck right field. Salgado got it. Luke Jewett able to post a 0 and consolidate this 6-2 advantage for his Bruins.
There are many reasons why we play. They sow themselves into the fabric of your spirit, taking root and giving you something to root for. Our games stretch beyond the sidelines, only to get louder, bolder. It breeds a form of dedication that doesn't require an off-season. The game is always on. The crowd is always on their feet. And it's here where passion has purpose.
Welcome to Fandom 101. The only feeling better than going yard in front of thousands of screaming fans? Being one of those screaming fans. It's all part of the curriculum. The NCAA Men's College World Series, June in Omaha, Nebraska. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your tickets today at ncaa.com/MCWS. Class dismissed.
UCLA with 6 runs on 5 hits. The advantage as they head to the bottom of the 4th here in the series opener against the Stanford Cardinal. Ben Francisco, JB, along with you tonight at Jackie Robinson Stadium under the lights in Los Angeles. It is the final weekend of the Pac-12 baseball regular season. And the top of the order coming to the plate, A.J. Salgado leading off for UCLA. Salgado hitting a strikeout so far tonight against Matt Scott, who does open up this 4th inning with 84 pitches so far. A ball and a strike now between Scott and Salgado. .308 average, 3 home runs, 19 driven in for AJ this season. And 2 balls and a strike. Hey, here in the bottom of the 4th, we're joined by the head coach of the UCLA Bruins, John Savage. Great to be with you, John. Thanks for hopping on with us.
You bet, my pleasure.
Where should we start? How about the defense? A triple play and a diving play up the middle? Recent
how
innings?
about that? Yeah, you know, I mean, two blue
loop singles, it's baseball, right? And then the line drive triple play. So, what comes around goes around, and I guess we were fortunate there. But and a really good play by Cody up the middle on that ground ball.
Yeah, let's talk about your offense, too. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Been really impressive. Battling, getting down behind on the count against Scott, but you guys are staying in there and getting some good.
Yeah,
good
we've had some good at-bats. We really have. We've made him work. He's a good Friday night, Pac-12 pitcher, and certainly we put him in some counts to where he's had to do some things. And to our credit, we've won some 3-2 counts. And, Dean West had a really good at-bat in that 6 hole with a base hit with 2 RBIs. And it just seems like we've kind of had a good approach tonight.
Yeah, Ben and I were talking about that. Maybe a bit counterintuitive when you face a conference leader in strikeouts. Maybe get after him early, stay out of those 2 strike counts. But instead, your Bruins seemingly very poised within them and willing to go the distance in those at-bats, John.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't chased. We've chased a lot this season, and it's been frustrating. Tonight, it seemed like we haven't chased. And like you said, the league leader in strikeouts, he's got 96, I think, coming into the game. And it's, it was something that we really, talked about and focused on. And I thought the approach, like I said, the approach has been really good.
Let's talk about your starter. He had a rough outing last week up in Corvallis.
Yeah.
He's bounced back tonight. He's taking the ball every opener for you guys this season. Talk about Luke and what he's meant to you this season.
I think he had a 1.9. What do you have? Like almost below a 2 ERA with his last 5 starts going into Oregon State. So he throwing the ball really, really well, and not much to show for it. Kind of been clearly frustrating season and a frustrating couple starts. But to his credit, he has not lowered his work levels at all in between starts. His bullpens have been very good. His long toss sessions, his lifting, his condition. He's really stayed sharp, and I'm really proud of him because it's been, it's been a year of frustration really. And to his credit, he's really been a professional in a lot of ways, I would say, just in terms of his day-to-day habits and competing. And the guy has just had some tough. I think he went 8 shutout at Anaheim a couple weeks ago against Fullerton and no decision. You get 8 shutout on Friday night. It's just, it's the nature of the beast, and we've talked a lot about it in terms of handling things, and I think he's really grown up this season.
How about those life and baseball lessons that have probably been learned by a lot of your Bruins in the depths of this 2024 season? Like, this game teaches you something whether you want it to or not, right?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's a teacher of no other. It's such a real life connection that goes on in terms of, it's a game of failure, obviously, and it's a game of, short memory, long memory, and a game of adjustments, and who you're dealing with tonight, and what's this guy have, and then certainly different mounds and just all kinds of different things that you have to deal with, and it's just the nature of the game, and that's what makes it so great.
Now, Roman Martin resumes our inning here with Ben Reimers coming out of the bullpen, a pitching change for Stanford. John, before we let you go, could you just reflect about what it's been like for you to clash with David Esker throughout your years in baseball and the Stanford Cardinal, a couple of just banner programs here meeting for the final time at the end of the Pac-12 regular season?
Well, we've had a lot of battles. I mean, even when I was at Irvine and he was at Cal, right? We had some really good series, and then obviously when I went to UCLA, and then he was at Cal for a long, long time. My first umpteen years. I've been at UCLA now for 20, and he had some really good teams at Cal with Vaughns and Simeon back even before that. But it just had a lot of really good teams, and they went to Omaha at Cal with him, and then he played at Stanford, so he knows the history of the league very well. And we've had some really good battles. I mean, UCLA and Stanford have fought toe-to-toe for a long, long time. It's going to be a rivalry that's going to be really missed. Just how many major leaguers, how many championships, national championships, Pac-12 championships how many pro players have gone through both schools with Mark and Gary. Obviously leading the way, Mark Marquez and of course Gary Adams. I mean, they're both at their schools for 30 years. Gary was at 30 and Mark was, I think, 40 something at Stanford. So I mean, it's an honor to be at UCLA after Gary, and I'm sure David feels the same way after Mark.
Yeah, really well said. Okay, thank you for your perspective as always. We appreciate it. We continue on here in your half of the fourth inning. The Bruins leading 6-2. Thank you, John.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Coach.
I mean, you can't help but reminisce with two minds of the Pac-12 game, right?
My former coach, Gary Adams, but it really is sad that these storied programs and storied rivalries are going to be gone. Unfortunate, but those are the times we're in these days in college athletics.
H.A. Salgado erased caught stealing. As we were chatting, Malcolm Moore threw him out, and so the base is clean, and Roman Martin batting with one away now in a 2-2 count. Meantime, the righty Reimers on the mound is 6'3" and a freshman. No stranger to the Southland, went to Jay Serra. Speaking of Stanford baseball history, his father, Tom, played for the Cardinal in the 90s, helped them to a 1994 conference championship and a trip to the College World Series in '95.
A pitch clock violation.
And a 3-ball count.
Roman takes his walk.
And now Deuce Gorson digs in. Spins on it, down the line, and curling foul.
Deuce getting some extension on that breaking ball down and in. Always a hot spot for a left-handed hitter, and he wishes he could get that one back. But
how about that look?
But a good swing. Yeah, he's smirking. I think Malcolm Moore, former teammates on Team USA.
You talk about looking the part, looking like a ball player, having the pro swing. Like
he's a gamer.
That's a strike in the box score, but it catches everyone's attention in the ballpark, right?
He looks very hitterish, always has. He goes up there looking to do some damage.
Down looking here. Big pitch for Ben Reimers to sit down Gorson.
Didn't like the call. We'll take a look. Malcolm Moore steals one from his buddy. Frames that one on the outer half.
I'm chuckling, Ben, because I've got an 8-year-old lefty at home, and I've been trying to get him to kind of spread out his base a little bit, like just be a little bit stronger,
yeah,
a little more anchored in the batter's box. And I told him, like, watch tonight. Deuce Gorson's a great example. I mean, no offense, but his genes are not going to let him be Ken Griffey Jr. or Barry Bonds and hit for power from like an upright position, right?
You never know, JB.
And so, let's see, it's almost 9 o'clock. I think it might be past his bedtime, but if Mom let him stay up to watch that last at-bat, I know what he's going to say to me tomorrow in the car. Guy, you told me to watch, struck out.
Didn't work.
Yeah, but did you see the one he hit foul? He hammered that thing.
Right. Well, hopefully he was asleep and you can show him out.
UCLA played a midweek game at LMU last season, and I took him and his little league team to watch that. And I think he and Karros were hitting like back-to-back in the lineup. You know, just saying, okay, watch these guys. These guys both are going to be like next-level baseball players. And to their credit, I think they went back-to-back in that game. I was like, thank you. Like, my work here is done. That's the extent of
Did
my...
it translate at practice the next day?
I mean, I think they were rushing to the cotton candy stand before the ball even landed.
I would have been right behind him. I love some cotton candy.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh. I would not have guessed that about you.
Ballpark staple.
Well, here's another one. I mean, you want to talk about tape you can teach off of? Rock Chalowski's got that and more.
Yeah, he got his first hit. Kind of a gift. Now he's freed up and got one on the board, and this is the time as a hitter. Really thinking about a big night here with 2 on. Got a 1-0 fastball to hit. Fouled it straight back. That was a good pitch to hit for Rock.
From out your way, Chandler, Arizona, was this young man making waves in the prep scene?
Oh yeah, he's a big name around the area.
Breaking ball in there, 1-2.
Everybody thought he was going to be first round pick and not make it to UCLA last year, but kind of following the footsteps of Matt McClain, who nobody thought would make it to campus, made his way to campus. It was the first round pick again. And Rock's well on his way.
Jammed foul. And it's just that kind of night. Finding grass, fair or foul, for the UCLA lineup. I'm telling you, for much of the season, maybe all of it, this has been an out every time for UCLA.
Oh yeah, Larson, heck of an effort. Big first baseman. Rock loses the bat. Malcolm gives way to Larson. Larson sliding. Reimer set. Nobody caught it. A little bit of everything right there.
See what he can do with a 1-2 mulligan now. This is a bat in the order you do not want to give second chances. Overextended, deep in the hole. Haskins throws low, and Larson digs it out. More dazzling defense here at Jackie Robinson Stadium, this time by the Cardinals.
Old Trapper Beefs, camping catastrophes.
So the kids want to go camping again.
Well? Yeah, let's go camping.
Old Trapper, what's your beef?
I need business communication that works anywhere I do. Some of the tools may work outside the office, but others definitely don't. Sort of a mess for IT. That's where Nextiva comes in. Nextiva has powerful, easy-to-use communication tools, which means deeper connections with your customers. And you can use these tools anywhere, the office, home, and everywhere in between. So no matter where you are, Nextiva keeps you connected with your customers and your teammates.
Top 5, Stanford and UCLA, the outset of a 3-night series. Ben Francisco, JB Long with you. Got to accelerate things with the conference tournaments starting next week. It's actually a noon first pitch on Saturday, is it not? Help get Stanford home and turned around. They're hoping to continue their season next week in Scottsdale. Bruins playing out the regular season. They've been eliminated. And a chance to make a statement against a championship program. A lightning bolt out the hand of Luke Jewett, but he missed the strike zone. Ball 1 to Owen Cobb. We got a single out of the 9-hole already tonight. Cobb off the end of the bats. Holman, the first baseman, flips to the pitcher covering. So smooth, Luke Jewett fielding his position.
Yeah, that's the second time tonight we've seen Luke do a good job of covering. Holman fields the ball, a little bobble, but able to make a good on-target feed. Good execution by UCLA on that PFP.
Pitcher fielding practice.
Correcto.
They don't leave it behind in spring training.
Seen a lot of those in my day. Pitchers, pretty much all they do in spring training.
Throw your bullpen, cover first base, tee it up, enjoy your round of golf.
Golf and PFP.
I feel like you missed your calling as a pitcher, Ben. You should have been. You should have been an every fifth day guy.
And yeah, it would have been nice because spring training, they make it 6-7 weeks because of the pitchers. If it was just position players, we need 2-3 weeks. But those extra 3 weeks are for those pitchers.
Top of the order, Malcolm Moore. Looking for his first hit of the night. Stanford chasing 4 into the top of this 5th inning. And unfortunately for the Cardinal, an all too familiar position. Cardinal gave up 39 runs last weekend to Arizona State. They were just swept at home by the Sun Devils, who finished that series 3 games, 11 home runs. Stanford outscored 39-9. Now, it hasn't been the long ball tonight. Been more the 2-out damage in the field of play by this UCLA offense.
Hey, Lou, you gotta get over.
A ball 4 and Moore is aboard. Meantime, you kind of talked about the home run story earlier tonight with David Esker, head coach of the Cardinals. Stanford last year connected for 117 dingers to lead the conference. 15 of them from Moore, who just walked. So far this season, 52.
It's a big drop-off. You look at, they had Tommy Troy, first-round pick. Montgomery, who's going to be a top 10 pick. Rios, Pac-12 Player of the Year. Connor Graham, another stalwart in the Pac-12. So
Rios, who hit the go-ahead grand slam in the 8th inning to beat UCLA and win that series last year at Sunken Diamond. Called strike on that, I hear. Jewett looking to bounce back from the one-out walk he just issued to Moore. Trying to retire Jimmy Nadai for the first time tonight. Cardinal right fielder has walked and scored and singled in the third inning. Pretty nasty there. Strikeout number 3 for Luke Jewett.
Yeah, he just keeps executing on the slider. See that one just bite late, right as that I swing right over the top of it.
So now 2 away, and Court McDonald next in the order. The 3-hitter playing left field for Stanford. And the 70th pitch of Luke Jewett's start is a strike. Court McDonald, the Stanford sophomore, has reached in all but 5 of his games played this season. Has hit safely in all but 6. Jewett able to get in on his hands. The count goes to 1-2. Court McDonald trying to extend this 5th inning for Charlie Somm, his cleanup hitter behind him. In the dirt, runner takes off. The throw to second, and they got him. An aggressive read down from Malcolm Moore, and Blake Baltz throws him out.
Yeah, I love the aggressives by Malcolm Moore, but just a great play by Baltz. Blocks it, throws a strike, Schreier applies the tag. Bruins out of the inning.
Pac-12 Our Stories takes you behind the curtain. Watch the latest episode anytime on Pac-12 Now.
San Francisco government spends on average $5.2 billion each year on contracts, while more than 3,700 frontline jobs sit vacant.
The result was longer 911 response times, reduced care at city hospitals, and dirtier streets.
Instead, why don't we invest in public workers who can solve our biggest problems?
We love our city, let's fix our city.
What does it mean?
And our country. We are proud to say, Olympians are made here.
Five hits apiece, but UCLA has turned theirs into 6 runs as we go to the home half of the 5th inning here in Los Angeles. The regular season finale series between the Stanford Cardinal and the UCLA Bruins. Ben and I were just talking between innings about how that was a good decision by Malcolm Moore. He made the right read, caught stealing, but your worst case scenario there is getting thrown out and having Court McDonald get a fresh count in the 6th, and that's exactly what happened. As we go to the home 5th, Dean West leading off for UCLA.
Exactly. In that situation, that was a good read. He broke early on that ball, saw it down angle, going to be in the dirt, and it just unfortunately bounced right to Ball's foot, right in his hands, and he made a strike throw, but took a perfect bounce and a perfect throw to get him.
Good leader out here. Good leader, Dino.
Dean West here has had a good night at the plate so far. A 2-out RBI knock in the 1st inning, and then he walked and scored in the 3rd.
Get on pitches, dugout. Get on pitches.
West now with double-digit starts in his freshman season. Ben Reimers has come on for Stanford to replace Matt Scott. Closed out the 4th inning and now opens up the 5th afresh. So Dean West aboard for the 3rd time tonight.
Now batting, number 3, Cody Schreier.
We flash back to the 3rd inning. Schreier doing damage with 2 outs off the left field wall.
Hanging slider, drives in 2. 2-strike, 2-out knock. Followed up in the next inning with a nice dive play over the middle. Been in the middle of all the action tonight. Helped turn that triple play.
Reimers lays in a strike. A ball and a strike between him and Cody Schreier. Healthy rip, the count goes to 2-2. Ben Reimers on about a once-a-week cadence out of the bullpen for Stanford. Worked last week against Arizona State. Pitched 2 1/3 the week prior at Arizona. Freshman ready with a 2-2. And he strikes out Schreier.
Big swing by Schreier. I think he saw this one out of the hand. Left it up. He thought he was all over that one. Surprised he missed it, but Reimers executed that ball. Got it just enough on the outside corner to miss that bat. It was up. Schreier saw it, but because of the location, able to get the strikeout.
And for Ben, that's strikeouts of Gorson and Schreier coming out of the Stanford bullpen. It's not exactly light lifting. Now Blake Baltz. Oh, and he caught West flat-footed. I don't think Dean West even had eyes on Ben.
Yeah, I don't think it was flat-footed. I think he's just looking somewhere else. Late reaction. I don't know if he's looking at the third base coach, but.
So a leadoff walk is erased. They're clean with 2 down for Baltz. Pops up a bunt and foul. That would have been another unprecedented sequence, I feel like. A pickoff and a bunt with 2 outs, caught and fouled. I don't think I would have ever had a parallel for that. I don't know about you.
Not in the game with the triple play.
Not in a game with a triple play. Well said. Our first final of the night came from Tucson. Oregon State 9-2 winner over Arizona. A couple of teams ticketed for the postseason for sure.
What happened there?
Oregon State has to sweep that 3-game series to deny U of A the 1 seed in the conference tournament next week. The count here moves to 2-2 between Ben Reimers and Blake Balls. On the outside corner, strike 3. Reimers with a couple of punch-outs in that inning, and 3 since he's joined us from the bullpen.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win.
Ready, set, dream cabin nestled in the woods. Just 4 hours to go. New job halfway across the country. Butterflies before a first date. Audition for a role made for you. Hopefully. Biggest game of your lives. There's go in everything you do. That's why 76 is there to fuel all the ways you go, go, go.
12 Baseball is presented by Rawlings. Champions choose Rawlings. Back in LA on this Thursday night, we go to the 6th inning. UCLA lead Stanford 6-2. We'll take a closer look at the night of Luke Jewett so far.
Yeah, he's been really good. Really commanded that slider. You see there, fastball down the way, dotted some fastballs. And here he gets the fastball in, able to get it out of a big jam with a funny looking triple play. Unconventional. But talk about a double play being a pitcher's best friend. Triple play is everybody's best friend. Good job covering first base a couple times on his PFPs.
He saw his 3rd strikeout there. He's still got some runway to work with here as he opens up the 6th inning. And he's going to face McDonald again. 3, 4, and 5 in the Stanford order after the previous frame ended with a caught stealing. Court McDonald gets a fresh count and a new look at Luke Jewett. Pumps in strike 1.
Again, goes back to the slider. He's had good command of that. Been able to throw it for a strike when he needed to, and been able to get some strike to ball sliders for strikeouts as well.
Off the end of the bat into left field. That's 1. Very simplified windup for Luke Jewett. Just kind of a straight to the point. In fact, I was here for a game earlier this season where he opened up the contest being called for an illegal pitch. Because if you kind of watch his feet, there's not really a step into his windup. He just kind of gets right to it. No wasted movement.
So what was the nobody on base? You can do whatever you want, right? As long as you're engaged with the rubber. First pitch of the game, they called.
I don't know if it was the first pitch of the game, but I want to say it was like the first batter of the game.
And so he had to change his delivery for the rest of the game?
He just went straight to the
stretch for the rest of the
position,
game?
yeah.
I don't see anything tonight that would be illegal about that. Weird.
Trust it right here. Trust it.
Be on time. Be on time.
Strike 2 to Som.
Red. Red, don't you want? Get the hand out. Get the hand out. What you want? Get the hand out. Red. Come on, dugout.
Stanford Cardinal has some work to do to snap a season high 7 straight game losing streak. Luke Jewett continues to pound the zone. Strikeout number 4.
I mean, pound the zone with perfect pitches. Can't do it any better than this. Slider for a foul ball strike and then come back and just dot. Four-seamer down the way.
He's used that fastball as a strikeout pitch effectively tonight.
Yeah, when you can put it through a keyhole, you're going to get a lot of takes on it.
Then he steals strike 1 with that pitch.
He's in a good rhythm right now.
Brandon Larson should have 2 hits tonight. He was robbed by Schreier up the middle last time through. A ball and a strike as he gets his 3rd look at Luke Jewett.
All right, Luke. Number 1.
You get swings and misses like that in the strike zone. To your point, you can tell that Luke is feeling it right now.
Yes, he is. Goes to the changeup there. We haven't seen many of those tonight, but it's a big left-handed hitter. Good arm speed, good late action on that change.
What do you think? Would he throw the fastball into a lefty for an out pitch?
I mean, if he's got that glove side fastball working, so I think if he did, he could execute it. Looks like they're going in there.
He ripped it, didn't he? Tough spot for Larson. Not sure what's coming here in a 2-strike count, because Luke's putting it all on display at this point in the game, working with a 4-run lead. Getting better as his night goes on. Ball throws it down to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Luke Jewett here in the 6th.
Old Trapper Beefs. 1-upping.
I'm a big Old Trapper fan. Not bigger than me. I love Old Trapper. I love how tender it is. Don't forget the wood smoke flavor.
What about the clear bag?
That shows you exactly what you're getting.
Savory beef.
Quality ingredients. I'm their biggest fan.
Old Trapper. What's your beef?
Will you sign my bag and my tattoo?
I need business communication that works anywhere I do. Some of the tools may work outside the office, but others definitely don't. It's sort of a mess for IT. That's where Nextiva comes in. Nextiva has powerful, easy-to-use communication tools, which means deeper connections with your customers. And you can use these tools anywhere, the office, home, and everywhere in between. So no matter where you are, Nextiva keeps you connected with your customers and your teammates.
Luke Jewett saving some of his best for last here in his Potential final start at UCLA. He's got a 6-2 lead. 5 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts so far.
Gave up those 2 in the first inning, and since then it's been dominance. Got a triple play. And set down a few, 7, 8 in a row. Got it all working.
See if his offense can tack on a bit here. 9-1-2 doing the 6th inning. Peyton Brennan leading off. Brennan and those Bruins who have hit in the 9 spot have turned this into one of the most productive spots in their order. Collectively, UCLA's 9-hole hitters have combined to slash 340, 433, 463 so far this season. Average on base and slugging. I don't tell that story very often.
Now you're going to have guys fighting to bat 9th. We're knocking on Coach Savage's door. I'll take that 9-hole spot. I'm going to hit 340.
Brennan's being a big part of it. Salgado, who's batting leadoff tonight, has been there. Cash Duggar, one of their catchers, have all contributed to the 9-hole production. Been a long time for the Bruins. Looking to win a league game for the first time in a month. Check swing up top. The count moves to 2-2. Bruins' last win overall, May the 5th against Fullerton. That's a called strike. Got away from the catcher Moore, but he's able to complete the out and 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Did you see that UCLA won the annual Crosstown Cup competition over USC and did so in record fashion?
I didn't get that update yet, but thank you.
Yeah.
What's the record?
120-70 was the point differential, head-to-head over the Trojans in 11 sports in which they both compete.
It's a record, huh?
Mm-hmm. 2 NCAA championships, 4 conference championships so far for the Bruins this season, this academic year.
Which were the 2 national champions?
I saw water polo and it'll come to me. Beach volley.
Nice.
I think SC got the beach volleyball. We'll do some research. Clean that up for you.
Thank you. Softball's got a chance.
Did I see Gabriela Jaquez is joining the softball team? How about that? The basketball star.
Really?
Yeah.
Reamer's doing a heck of a job as well. The bullpen for Stanford.
Designated hitter, Roman Martin.
Fastball's got some giddy up to it, some life, and able to beat UCLA with some fastballs.
Women's water polo was national championship 123.
That's a lot.
Called strike to Roman Martin. Crushed to right center fields, but it'll stay up for Nadai, and that'll do it for the 6th inning. Bruins on top by 4 here at Jackie Robinson Stadium.
Welcome to Fandom 101. The only feeling better than going yard in front of thousands of screaming fans? Being one of those screaming fans. It's all part of the curriculum. The NCAA Men's College World Series, June in Omaha, Nebraska. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your tickets today at ncaa.com/MCWS. Class dismissed.
There are many reasons why we play. They sow themselves into the fabric of your spirit, taking root and giving you something to root for. Our games stretch beyond the sidelines, only to get louder, bolder. It breeds a form of dedication that doesn't require an off-season. The game is always on. The crowd is always on their feet. And it's here where passion has purpose.
We go to the top of the 7th. UCLA with a 6-2 lead for John Savage and the Bruins. Just to follow up, Ben Francisco, men's volleyball and women's water polo are the 2 NCAA champions so far this season for UCLA athletics. Men's volleyball going back-to-back, 23-24. Timo Becerra leading off for the Cardinal here. Becerra, Hott, and Haskins. 6, 7, and 8 in their order. Luke Jewett's been cruising. Just got a 1-2-3 inning with a couple of strikeouts. Back to work here, and that's fouled out of play. Sarah 0 for 2, including a strikeout looking against Jewett so far.
Come out. Hold your line, just hold your line.
Nice backhand. Slipped a bit, but kept his balance and throws out Becerra.
Good athleticism. He's showing the ability to handle his position defensively. As you said, ground gets a little wet here late at night. Plants and knows he has a little extra second, takes his time, makes sure he makes a strong throw.
Ethan Hott next in line. You don't often see it go this way for a starting pitcher, where he gave up all 5 of his hits in the first 3 innings. Technically, like before an out was made in the 3rd, because he got that triple play, right? So five hits after 6 outs, and then not another since then. Since the triple play, he's not given up a knock. He has hit a batter who was stranded and walked Malcolm Moore, who was caught stealing. But other than that, Stanford's got nothing to show for these middle innings against the UCLA starter.
on the loose. Loose over here. Hey, Luke.
Nice. 2-2.
He's got a really good feel for that slider. Whenever he needs to throw for a strike, he's snapping in there. And it's not a lazy strike. It's a quality pitch. Down the outer half, down at the knees.
We're tired.
And then he can reach back for some heat in 2-strike situations. It's almost like his setup pitch.
Yeah, and as a hitter, it's not a good feeling when you know this guy has got all his pitches working. So you're in there, you don't know what's going on. He's got enough on the fastball to get it by you, especially at the top of the zone. And even more importantly, you've seen a lot of sliders for strikes.
Now Haskins. You know this better than anyone. In an era where pitchers are almost forbidden from getting a third lap through the lineup anymore, his third trip through the Stanford order has been his best yet. He surrendered just a walk, and he has, 4 strikeouts since they reached the top of the order for the third time.
Yeah, once a starting pitcher gets in a groove, sometimes it can be really tough. You get him early. If you don't get him early, you're gonna sometimes have a long night for these good ones, because right now he's got a feel for his release point on all his pitches. Being very efficient. Hasn't even broken a sweat since that third inning.
There it is again. In a negative count, it goes back to the slider and just drops it in for a strike. When in doubt, spin one in.
Whenever he needs one, he's able to deliver.
Deep in the hole, it's short. Cody Schreier with tons of arm, and he throws out Haskins. Another 1-2-3 frame for Luke Jewett with a 6-2 lead for the Bruins.
Ready, set, dream cabin nestled in the woods. Just 4 hours to go. New job halfway across the country. Butterflies before a first date. Audition for a role made for you. Hopefully. Biggest game of your lives. There's go in everything you do. That's why 76 is there to fuel all the ways you go, go, go.
The Pac-12 Spring Pastime continues with the 3rd annual Pac-12 Baseball Tournament. The top 9 teams in the conference battling it out on the diamond. Live from Scottsdale Stadium, the perfect destination for any road trip. So grab your glove and put on your rally caps and score your seats now to the greatest show on dirt. The 2024 Pac-12 Baseball Tournament, May 21st through 25th. Visit pac-12.com/tickets.
Bruins hold a 6-2 lead at the 7th inning stretch. Good news for Stanford fans, though. The Cardinals are in the Pac-12 tournament by virtue of Washington State's loss tonight. So Stanford has secured a spot in the Pac-12 baseball tournament by virtue of Oregon beating Washington State 9-2.
Their season will continue and head straight from here down to Scottsdale on a Saturday evening.
In the meantime, Luke Jewett is having a night. 6 strikeouts. He has set down the last 7 Cardinal he's faced. We've got another pitching change here for the Cardinal after some nice middle innings by Ben Reimers. What'd you make of the freshman's performance?
Yeah, he was really good. His fastball, sneaky. A little bit more life than UCLA was expecting, and he was able to get some fastballs by some good UCLA hitters. And Thomas Cash just comes in and see there, high ERA and a high walk total. Good stuff, good arm. Got to be a little bit more effective in the zone, limit those walks.
He's going to get the middle of this UCLA order. Deuce Gorson struts the plate. Holman and Chalowski behind him. The inside corner for a strike. The line on Reimers, 3 innings of work, no hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. Faced 10 batters. At the inside corner, missed on the outer half. 1-1 with Deuce Gorson.
Another Deuce.
Cassius Thomas played a season at Duke before joining the Cardinal. It's an LA product, went to Sierra Canyon. Again, nibbling at that outside corner, but missing 3-1. The statistics say that Gorson is extending his strike zone a little bit as this season wears along, maybe trying to will his Bruins to the victory they've been missing. I don't know that 3-1 swing was an indication necessarily, but down on strikes here. Second time tonight he's been caught looking.
Yeah, took a 3-1 swing. Chase went out of the zone. This one looking for a sinker down, and this sinker stays up. Kind of locks up Deuce for the backwards K.
Jack Holman next in the UCLA order. These teams will meet again tomorrow night and then Saturday afternoon to close out the regular season. Conference has 3 teams ranked again this week: Oregon, Oregon State, Arizona. Mentioned that Stanford just got in by virtue of Washington State's loss to the conference tournament. That's a rip to the right side. Brandon Larson, almost in self-defense, has out number 2.
You said it, nothing you can do. They call third base the hot corner, but first base can be just as hot with some big left-handed hitters up, and Holman smashes that one right at Larson.
So exactly how you want to face Rock Chalowski. Bases empty, 2 down, and pouring in strike 1. It's been a good start to the night for Cassius Thomas.
Slider gets away from Cassius.
Right.
2-2 pitch. Down to third. Becerra throws on the run. Safe. Chalowski beats it out.
Hey, Ryan, can you go up to his mouth when he's on the
And
run?
they may be going back to the replay system here. Stanford Cardinal have already lost a challenge. Will they use another here?
I know. Can you have about that?
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang, as they seem to always be on these replays. Looks out from that angle. Good hustle down the line by Rock. But we'll see if this one holds up.
Now from behind the glove, you felt like you got a sense that that could have beaten him. From the front side, though, you can still see the baseball. Are the Cardinals confident? I mean, if they're right, they're right by as fine a hair as you can splice. Does your gut tell you he was out?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the out call.
Yep. Good challenge by Esker and the Cardinal. They're right this time, and that'll do it for the seventh. With the Bruins on the high side, 6-2 as we go to the latter innings. Nice play by Becerra at third.
Walmart Plus members save on delivery, gas, plus so much more. Join today.
San Francisco is the city we love.
Since we love our city, it's time to face up to our biggest problems.
Instead of investing in vital public services, San Francisco government is selling out to private contractors.
Instead, why don't we invest in public workers who can solve our biggest problems?
We love our city. Let's fix our city.
This is a monster waiting to explode.
Luke Jewett into an eighth inning of work. He surrendered just 5 hits and 2 earned runs so far, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and he has been in the zone through these middle innings. 9-1-2 in the Stanford order set to face him here in the 8th inning.
Leading off for Stanford, the second baseman, number 1.
Been on cruise control. This has been about as, since that triple play, about as low stress and efficient of an outing as you can have.
That's right. All 5 of those hits came in the first 2 innings and change before that triple play to erase the threat locked him in for the rest of his start. All 1 to Cobb, who has 1 of the 5 hits against him. goes fishing there. He has four hit games this season. The graduate student playing second base tonight.
Trust me. Down the hill.
Well located, strike two.
Just haven't seen too many pitches in the middle of the plate, be it by slider or the fastball. Really commanding the baseball well.
Right center field gap, and that's in for a hit. Cut off by the center fielder Brennan, and he's going to limit Cobb to a single.
Of course, as I say that, he throws one right down the middle for a 2-strike hit. The Cardinals' hottest hitter. Another good 2-strike piece of hitting by Owen Cobb.
First hit for the Stanford order since back in the third inning. And now they roll it over to the top and Malcolm Moore. Can they get to Luke Jewett late and make this interesting, trailing 4 as it stands? And coming off a successful video replay challenge by David Esker. Moore looking for his first hit of the night. He's reached on a walk and was caught stealing on a ball in the dirt. Certainly has the pop to change the complexion of this game with one swing. And that swing seemed to have the intention of doing exactly that.
Big physical catcher with a really powerful swing, and only a sophomore, but is draft eligible this year. So as you saw in our projections, got him projected to be a first-round pick next month's draft.
Slicing one to left field, and another hit for Stanford. So a blast and then a bloop, and they've got something going in the 8th.
Well, here we are again. First and second, nobody out.
Jewett's got him right where he wants him for a triple play.
You said it.
This can get dicey in a hurry, though, if he's not surgical with the middle of the Stanford order coming. John Savage on his way out to the mound. Is this a fact-finding mission as much as it is a counseling session in terms of how he's feeling? Or is this a one-way conversation?
I think they're maybe come up with a game plan for the next hitter, but looks like he's going to leave Luke in there to get himself out of this jam. Go out there and tell him, I want you to repeat what you did last time. We had first and second, nobody out. Get one of those triple plays for me.
Matt, I will face him here. A little bit of everything between these two tonight. A walk, a single, a strikeout. A high leverage moment here in the top of the 8th. The first two Cardinal have reached. Good mound visit. Jewett dialed back in. Goes to 2-2 on the sophomore Australian by way of Oak Hill College.
You and me right here, trust it.
Had a nice season at the plate, swinging it even better over the last 10 games or so. 2-2 as he faces Jewett for the 4th time. Again, it just misses. Junior righty wanted that call.
Don't need it. Don't need it.
Blake Bald's having a word and checking in with the home plate umpire to see where it missed.
I guess it missed down because he got some of the plate.
3-2 to right center field. Salgado will get there. Tagging from second, heading to third, Owen Cobb. And there'll be Cardinal at the corners with one away.
Court McDonald.
Good base running by Owen Cobb. Gets back there and is able to tag to get to third base with less than 2 outs.
To what extent are you occupying with Malcolm Moore at first base here? I mean, normally you'd say, okay, want to keep him short, want to keep the double play in order, but his run is not the one that matters in the context of this stage of the game. So how are you approaching it if you're Luke?
Yeah, you're getting the hitter. Coach Savage made that decision for him by not holding him on.
And that falls for a hit, and it'll score a run. On a first pitch flip to left field off the bat of Court McDonald. With Call, the new left fielder, unable to get it for UCLA. You see the frustration from Jewett in a couple of those.
I feel like every hit has been right in this spot. McDonald not happy with the swing, but he'll live with the result. And again, Schreier playing up the middle with a little bit of a shift. And in turn, it's too far to go to get those balls in the triangle.
Right hitter, right spot if you're Stanford.
Yeah, tying run at the plate. So here we go.
Swing and a miss. And could be a critical one to get the at-bat started for Luke Jewett. What a night for Som at the plate. An RBI single to stay hot in the first as he comes off the DL. A triple play in the third and a strikeout looking in his most recent trip. Breaks down his swing there and takes ball one. Eight home runs for Som. 3 of his last 5 games, 4 of his last 8. Was not cheated there, 1-2.
Jewett beats him to the spot up top. Gets back ahead in the count to the dangerous hitter.
Get down the hill. Get down the hill.
3 singles in this 8th inning for the Stanford lineup off the starter Luke Jewett. Malcolm Moore's at second base, Court McDonald at first. Jewett brings the 1-2. Som through the left side. Cardinal goes station to station, and they're loaded for Brandon Larson. Luke Jewett had not allowed a hit since the third inning. 4 of them here in the 8th for the Stanford order.
Good piece of hitting and a really good at bat by Charlie Somm. Finally gets something he can hit hard. Finds a little bit of a hole on the left side of the infield.
Look down at the UCLA bullpen. Justin Lee stands by. Big time pitch to get strike 1 on Larson.
Go, Luke. Keep getting down the hill.
Just got to think about how scarred both of these programs are with the results of the 2024 season, and especially what's happened to them in April and May. Jewett and UCLA looked like they were well on their way, but here come the Cardinal. 0-2 pitch. A test of resilience here on a Thursday night at Jackie Robinson Stadium. Moore, McDonald, and Somm are the base runners. Jewett looking for a way out against Larson, and his catcher Baltz keeps it in front.
Good block by Baltz, and Jewett came into this inning right around 90, and up there was 30th pitch of the inning. Trying to grind one out here.
Larson sharply to short, could be 2. On the turn, rack him up, inning over. And Jewett leaves with the lead.
Gets exactly what he needed. Hard hit, ground ball, tailor-made double play.
Hugs all around in the UCLA dugout for Luke Jewett. If this is the end of his career as a Bruin, it ends with a bang. He leaves with the lead, 6-3. He only surrenders 1 in that 8th inning, and it's the double play ball, Schreier, Gorson, Holman, to help him preserve the opportunity to win here on the final weekend.
Yeah, he left it all out there. 123 pitches. Toughest inning was the last one, but he made the big pitch when he needed to, and excellent start for Luke Jewett. Had it all working tonight. Defense helped him out.
I was just about to say an appropriate finish, right? Whether it was his own defensive efforts or that of his middle infield.
Yeah, and he helped himself with that triple play. And there, get a hard hit ball right at Schreier, who's been in the middle of everything, and gets out of it with a double play in the inning.
Mentioned that Phoenix call came on in left field for Dean West. He's at the plate here and showing bunt, batting in the 6th spot in the UCLA order, and having surrendered that one, as they send Call, Schreier, and Baltz to the plate, looking for some insurance now in the bottom of the 8th inning. Some chin music to Call, who spins out of the way. And tied again.
Leader right here.
You're sensing a trend. Ball 4. Call aboard to lead off the UCLA 8th.
Cassius, that has been his nemesis this year, is the free pass. Almost giving up 1 per inning. Wasn't close on any of those 4 pitches. See if he can get back, find the zone here.
Five in a row.
Schreier scooting up in the box and showing bunt. Could be a glorified take there, 6 in a row. And I'll get the Stanford dugout involved. Thomas Eager out to have a chat. Looking ahead to the top of the ninth, it's scheduled to be Becerra, Hott, and Haskins, 6, 7, and 8 in the Stanford order. After Larson, the 5-hitter, drilled into that 6-4-3 inning-ending double play.
Yeah, and for UCLA, you want to answer back and get that run, at least push this lead to 4 or 5.
Finals from around the pack tonight. We started with Oregon State winning on the road at Arizona 9-2. Oregon 9-2, the final over Washington State. That got Stanford in the field in Scottsdale next week officially. And USC a 6-5 winner over Utah as Thomas continues to struggle. 6-5 USC over Utah, the latest final. Cal's in the 9th inning with a 7-run lead at home against UW. Schreier taking all the way, and now he'll take his base. Colin Schreier walk to begin the UCLA 8th inning.
Eight straight out of the zone for Cassius Thomas, and none of them particularly close. Normally it'd be a bunt situation for UCLA, but we'll see if Coach Savage just puts a take on it. See if Cassius can throw a strike.
Blake Baltz here, batting from the 8th spot. Taking a strike appears to be the option they chose. He was offering at that, wasn't he? Interesting.
Man, that's a miss. I guess he did miss the sign because they're going to talk to him.
You kind of hinted at it, though. It's almost a predicament for a hitter, right? Because it's one thing to go up there and know your assignment, but to have that doubt in the back of your mind that that's exactly what you don't want to do.
Yeah. For me, you got to make him throw a strike. He's threw 8 straight balls and none of them close, so I want to make sure he can throw a strike before I give up an out.
Cassius Thomas just picked up his first strike of the inning. Now can he keep the UCLA Bruins within striking distance for his offense as we head to the 9th? Would you say be very selective if you're Baltz here? Like you're not going to take a second strike necessarily, but
I might.
You might? Okay. He does put it down. The catcher has to field it, and the sacrifice is successful. All's well that ends well for Blake Baltz. Colin Schreier up a bat.
Good bunt by Blake. And that's a tough spot to bunt in. You know, a pitcher doesn't know where the ball's going. You're squaring around, face square to the pitcher. And you know, you don't want to bunt a ball, but if it's a strike, you got to lay it down. Otherwise, you have 2 strikes on you. So, tough predicament, but he executes, gets it done.
All right, so the Cardinals are in at the corners. Peyton Brennan, the 9-hitter, at the plate. 2 in scoring position, looking to extend a 6-3 lead. He chops one to short. This will get one home. Haskins circles it, and what a gorgeous backhand to pull it out by Larson. This is not easy.
He's had a couple nice digs over at first base. Good stretch. Attacks that short hop. Able to dig it out of the dirt. The big out, save a shortstop an error.
So the Bruins get that run surrendered in the top of the inning back. Their lead extended to 4. A.J. Salgado at the top of their order. May have just delivered another. Here comes Schreier, and the lead swells back to 8-3. UCLA tacks on some insurance in the home 8th.
AJ puts up his second knock of the day. This one, another 2-out RBI for UCLA. It's been the story of their night offensively. Good piece of hitting there. Finds that hole.
And it was the first hit of the inning. UCLA gets the 2 walks that led off this frame across to build their largest lead of the night.
Go, guys.
Roman Martin takes a look at strike 1. Bruins looking to snap a 4-game losing streak that dates back to their win on Sunday, May 5th against Fullerton. Looking for their first league win since Saturday, April 13th in Seattle against UW. Count runs all the way out on Roman Martin. Among the stakes still in play for the Bruins, a chance to record a home winning record here in 2024. Despite the disappointment, runner goes, a swing and miss, strike 3, and we go to the 9th. Last call for the Cardinal, UCLA by 5. Making sure his starter, Luke Jewett, stays in line for the win. He turns the ball over to Justin Lee now, looking for the final 3 outs of the opening night of this series. So we'll see Becerra, Hott, and Haskins scheduled to hit against him 6, 7, and 8 in the Stanford Cardinal order. Justin Lee north of 20 appearances, closing in on 40 innings of work.
Another big recruit, part of this #1 ranked recruiting class for UCLA. He's got a lot of action here in his freshman season. Getting a lot of experience. Got to command the baseball a little bit better. Got big time stuff, big curveball, and a low 90s fastball.
Give it the line on Jewett one more time. 8 innings, 9 hits. But it was 5 hits in the first 2 innings and change, really, until the Cardinal found him again in the 8th.
Only a couple hit hard, and we saw 3 or 4 in that triangle, in Bermuda Triangle in left field.
All 3 of the runs were earned. It's been error-free baseball tonight both ways. 6 strikeouts, 2 walks for Jewett. Now Becerra takes a look at ball 2. Smash to left. And off the wall. Becerra turns for 2. The throw goes to third. First hit of the night for Timo Becerra, and it was a loud one.
That ball sounded like a rocket off his bat. Fastball middle, belt high, and he didn't miss it. It's about as hard as he can. Just off the left field wall. Doesn't have a homer this year, but he came awfully close to getting his first one right there.
If the sun was out, he might have had it. Strike 1 to Hot. Already you can feel the comfort level that those two tack-on runs for the Bruins provided in the bottom of the 8th inning. A screamer off the left field wall doesn't really rattle anyone here at Jackie Robinson Stadium. And allows Justin Lee to continue to just fire fastballs at this Cardinal order.
Dodger! Dodger!
Wow. Bruins wanted it. Good eye by Hot.
Lee's got a really quick arm. See why he was such a high recruit, a lot of talent.
I love the way you describe that quick arm. It's not just that he's throwing high velocity, but it gets on you that much faster because of how quick it comes over the top.
Exactly. That just adds deception. You see, he gets his pitching arm separated from his glove, and it just comes a little bit quicker than normal. And that adds a tick or two velocity to your fastball.
Now Haskins. Check swing, 1-1. Haskins facing the LA Times Baseball Player of the Year from a year ago. Lee out of Notre Dame Sherman Oaks. Pairs for the 1-1. He's essentially ignoring Becerra, who doubled off him at second base. Haskins, the 8-hitter, trying to extend this game. Cobb behind him, then the top of the order. Challenge fastball, and he blew it by him. Everyone in the stadium knew that's what Haskins was going to get, and he gave it his all, just a swing and a miss. So the count full, base open, Becerra at second. 2 aboard. And sure, it's the 9-hitter, but Owen Cobb is no 9-hitter.
He's got 2 today. He's had 4 games with 4 hits already this season. Custom having big nights and looking for his 3rd.
He gets that strike. Still trying to find the final 2 outs of opening night of this series against Stanford. A double and a walk so far against him in this top of the 9th inning. Owen Cobb at the plate, 2 for 3 against the starter Luke Jewett. It's a ball on appeal.
Another good call.
On a line to third and doubled up at second to end the game. Chalowski to deuce on a defensive performance to remember for the Bruins.
Yes, defense, name of the game. 2 out, 2 strike hitting. And they get their third huge second double play along with a triple play. But those equalizers, really the difference in the game.
So the Bruins are back in the win column. They take the opening night from Stanford by an 8-3 final. Luke Jewett the winner. Cody Schreier, one of the heroes at the plate and in the fields. But they do it with defense. Error-free baseball both ways on a night that the teams combined for 16 hits. Like you said, it's the triple play and the double plays we'll remember, along with a fine start from Jewett.
Pitcher's best friend and everybody's best friend, the triple play. So UCLA, Cody Schreier in the middle of it all. Luke Jewett, outstanding outing in his final start of the season.
So Stanford's losing streak extended. They'll take another crack at it tomorrow. They do make the Pac-12 tournament tonight by virtue of the Washington State loss. As for the Bruins, it's their 17th win overall, 7th in conference. We're back tomorrow. Join us on Friday night for Game 2 of this series, a 6 o'clock first pitch. Ben Francisco, I'm J.B. Long. Have a safe and enjoyable rest of your Thursday night. UCLA the winner, 8-3 over Stanford.